Hello friends, this is Sharmi with the Amateur Gardener. We're going to do a May garden tour today. It is almost the end of May and you can well realize that it's really hot and humid here in Houston. But we'll try to get through most of the garden tour. The flowers are doing really good. We did have a roof completely replaced recently. So there is one batch of my sunshine lagastrum shrubs that were covered in tarp the entire day that literally got scorched. The top half is scorched, but I'm sure it's going to come right back because the bottom half is still good. Okay, so let's take you around and let me show you what's blooming at this time. So I'm starting from one corner of the house. This is what we call my master bedroom bed. You can see a bay leaf plant here, and most importantly, I have my some of my hydrangeas starting to bloom. These hydrangeas are blooming for the first time. They are hydrangea arborescens type, so they're the smooth hydrangeas, and these are invincible sublime. So blooming for the first time. I have a celosia which decided to self-seed and come back right here. I'm leaving it on for some time, but I'll probably get rid of it soon because it self-seeds so readily that it becomes a nuisance. Okay, then I can show you my Emperor Wu hosta. So it's flowering now, but I don't plant it for the flowers. I plant it for the foliage, and it's supposed to get really big. It's about 2 feet across now, and I don't mind the other plants that are kind of coming together to give it some extra shade. Uh, one of my hibiscus. This is a mallow hibiscus that is blooming now. Let's see what else. This is another invincible sublime hydrangea. So this one is not blooming. This one was planted, I think, half a season later than the others. It may not bloom this year, and that's perfectly fine. I can wait for it to bloom next year. And this is the other hydrangea arborescens that is also blooming. This is again the invincible sublime. My hostas are doing pretty good given that it is so hot. It's probably half day sun that's kind of doing the trick, as well as they are planted so thickly with other stuff together that it's giving it some additional shade. The Lysianthus are budded up. This one is going to be, I think, the Piketty one. It's the white with the purple border. We'll see. This is another mallow hibiscus. This one is Holy Grail from Proven Winners. This one is starting to bloom. There is some digiplexus there, some digitalis here, or what we typically call foxglove. More Lysianthus. The Veronica is still blooming. This one gave its first flush of blooms. This is, I think it's the pink satin hibiscus from no pinks, yeah, pink satin hibiscus from Proven Winners. This is a tree formed here. Some more Lysianthus, some more. This one is a delphinium that has already finished blooming. If I cut it back, I might get another bloom. Maybe not, given that it's so hot. This is an alstroemeria or Peruvian lily. This is another phlox. This one comes back every year. So it comes back from, dies back to the ground and comes back. Okay, more. This is Caryopteris. This is, I think, pink beard. Some Rudbeckia that self-seeds. But this Rudbeckia, when it self-seeds, it's more controllable. I don't mind that. Versus Celosia. This one is more delphiniums here. This one is budded. That one's flowering in spite of the heat. That one is also flowering. I think that's a second bloom head. The first one already done. Okay. This one is a Lysianthus that started to bloom. Love the purple color. This is one of my limelight hydrangeas. That is all set to go. I think I'm going to get a lot of blooms this year. This one finished blooming. Its first flush. This is my lilac. This one is Josie Reboom blooming lilac, and it does rebloom for me. I can show you some buds there. This one is done, whereas if you look at this one, that is about to flush out in the next month or so. I don't cut it back usually, but if you look at it, that there is like new buds forming that will flower soon. Okay, more alstroemeria. They don't do so well with the heat, but I usually am able to keep it here because I have, this is another hibiscus that is just starting to leaf out. This hibiscus leaves out the latest, and you can see it's the end of May and it's barely starting, but this one produces one of my biggest flowers, so I'm okay because that provides some shade to the alstroemeria nearby. Okay, the toad lilies are going wild. I'm not talking about the hollyhocks, they are just fillers for me. The Itea looks really good. These are all the bracts. It has already flowered, but I like looking at the bracts as well, and this is a very nicely filling up this spot. This one is the autumn joy sedum. It retains this reddish color for a long time. So right now most of it is still green, but it is gradually changing. So green changes to like white, and white changes to like this light pink, and light pink changes to this dark brick red. Okay, and that one is a calla lily. This is the purple one. There's another hydrangea there. I like my hydrangea nested in between other stuff, and that way the roots are in shade. This is pink ginger. I do have a white ginger somewhere here that is barely starting to leaf out. Okay, there is a crepe myrtle here that I don't mind because it provides a lot of shade, and this is the twilight crepe myrtle, which is like purple in color. You can see some flowers barely starting. These are all the geranium that I grew from seed. They are, the two colors are here. One is maverick purple and maverick white. The leaves that have like a design in them, they are the maverick purple, but the one next to it is maverick white. So they are alternated here. Let me go around. This bed has a lot of hydrangeas, but these are young hydrangeas. So I have them interplanted with a lot of rudbeckias and daylilies, etc., etc. And I don't mind the rudbeckias now giving their show. But the hydrangeas are there. They will take over when time comes, but right now they are tiny. So if you go around, you will see hydrangeas. So that one has looking like it has some iron deficiency, so I'm going to give it some nutrients later on. But otherwise, hydrangeas are still there. It's just that there are other things that are taking the show now. And these ones, these rudbeckias, if I don't want them, I can easily pull them out. I can plant them somewhere else, or I can put them to the trash. This is like a dark pink calla lily. Lots of it, and I have enough for cut flowers. More geraniums here in front. And then here are some annuals. This is, I think, Stormburst purple. And then these are Supertunia Bordeaux with some Leishmania or Creeping Jenny in front. And then some Salmon Snow Euphorbia in the back. I like the frilly color. And then that is the Merlin Coleus. I put my Fairy Tale Bride hydrangea here. I have to nurture it a little more. There is a yucca here, and this is the one of the palms. Turning around, these are my summer pots. Again, the Supertunia Hoopla Vivid Orchid is really vivid. I made hanging baskets of it as well, right here. I love the Prince Tut grass. Has kind of like a frilly look. And I do like the strawberry drop coleus. This one kind of is like more like a trailing coleus. Again, the Supertunia Hoopla Vivid Orchid is looking really well. And here is another hanging basket of that. This has only one plant in that hanging basket. I usually like planting just one plant per hanging basket, and I like it to take over. And it does. This one is a Supertunia Bordeaux again. My backyard is mostly Supertunia Bordeaux and Supertunia Hoopla Vivid Orchid this year. And you can see, again, This is just one plant. It's mostly filled out from this side, but I'm sure it's going to come and fill up this side too. I can see some budworm damage, which I'll fix. Here we have a lot of Russian sage. It readily self-seeds here in this little spot, and I can take it and plant it elsewhere. Next to the waterfall, I do have Supertunia bubblegum, and this is its year 3. This is Coleus. I think this is Reddington. And then I have, there's another Colocasia Waikiki there. Okay, turning around, this is some of my vegetable beds. So this is the pepper area. So a whole bunch of them here of all different kinds. This is the tomato beds that are starting to produce. Okay, and then that side we have potatoes, and those should be ready to pick up in the next month or so. This area has Achillea or yarrow, and then there is another Supertunia white here, Snow White I think, or whatever. I'll put the name up. That is came back from last year. This is Bobo Hydrangea, and this one is Miss Molly Buddleia or butterfly bush. It's about almost 4 feet now, maybe more. That's another autumn joy sedum, and then this is the huge Peggy Martin rose. The other tree there is a magnolia tree that is bracken brown beauty, and then you can see the sunshine ligastrum hedge here that is looking awesome. The more sun it gets, the more yellow it looks. If I come around here, some of the roses here, they look a little tattered over the summer. I have to do some trimming, but then it should pop right back up. Let me take you around here. This is the salvia, and then let me show you this one. This is Bliss Parfuma, and then this was my Lady of Shalott. Molino just finished blooming. Second round, I have to cut back the grapevine. This is another Althea or Achillea, sorry, or yarrow. This one, I think it's peach sky, something like that. And this is a blue one. I love the Stokesia. This is an aster, or Stokes aster is what they call. This is Coreopteris. Got rid of a lot of them. This is some left. There's some hibiscus there, and then there's another one there. I love yarrow, wonderful fillers like salvia. This one is Viva Polonia clematis that is leafing out so wonderfully. I love even the bracts of the flowers that are done. This is Awakening Rose that is coming up with its second flush, and it's coming up with a lot of leaves. This is one of my tomato beds, another one planted a little bit later. This is my okra bed. Okay, that's a more perennials here that I have. This bed, we're doing sweet potatoes this time. I have some cauliflower that I'm hopeful about. We'll see. It's too hot now, actually. This is a pineapple guava, and that's a birch tree that I plan it to grow up and give some shade. I'll show you an amazing hibiscus and tell you how beautiful it looks. That's it. That's also from Proven Winners. I'll try to put the name up. And then these are all anise or hyssop. And then it also has some Coreopteris, 2 different kinds in here. One is this blue one, and then this is a pink beard, I believe, Caryopteris. This self-seed, not too much, but to some extent. This is a pomegranate tree, but it's like a dwarf one. I cut it back, it comes back. There is another um, hibiscus here. There, you can see it. It's a huge one. It's bigger than my face. This is an eggplant bed. Let me show you. Lots of eggplants, and these are eggplants, not this small teeny one, but these big ones. I overwintered them. These were grown last year, and I overwintered them, and you can see how much of a jump start they get. So this year I plan to overwinter some of them as far as possible, as much as possible in my greenhouse. There is a chili bed here. Oh my god, this is a beautiful chili. Okay, this one needs some fertilizing, but that's a wonderful chili bed. The apple tree is doing beautiful. I have to get some of them. Some of the branches are kind of bending down and touching the ground. These are a perennial sunflower. I pull out a lot of them, but I leave some. Left the salvia too. These two beds are empty. I have peppers that will go here. I planted hollyhock to go at the back. This bed has strawberry in them, and we harvest them as time goes. And then this one is another rose. Again, more autumn joy sedum. Love it. It's a wonderful, wonderful fill. I think I planted like 3. I have so many now. This one is also a David Austin rose. This one is generous gardener. Okay. This is a lemon plant. I think it's a Meyer lemon. Tons and tons of lemons. This one is a kaffir lime. My camera has been heating up today because of the heat. Okay, some more hibiscus here. There's another one that's coming up. This is another of my cucumbers that is taking over. Cattle panels are actually a wonderful and inexpensive way to get trellises. These are watermelons. I have eggplants behind. You can see some watermelons already there. This is some there's another one. There's more here. These are, I think there are some melons and some watermelons here. Again, this is a beautyberry. I got it as a plant giveaway, as a free plant. And then at some point, I think on the fall, I'll be taking this Amsonia and bringing it forward. I didn't expect the beautyberry to grow this big, but anyway, it did. So I'm going to bring these plants, there's space here, more forward. This are 2 fig trees. There's a lot of them. This is a Chicago hardy fig. This one is. And this is a Little Miss Figgy from Southern Living Plants. Okay. Let me take you around. These are my hydrangeas here, looking very full. Continuously keep seeing new blooms coming up. I keep the blooms as far as possible. I even like when they discolor to like a green colorish. This is a hibiscus, another hibiscus. This is a button bush, recently planted. I had obtained it like earlier this year in like January or February, and then I kept nurturing it in a pot, and then once it started to pick up, I planted it in the ground. There's another Clematis jackmanii there. think I can see some buds. Okay, this is some stargazer lilies. Some Ray ponton roses, a savannah rose, and then that is an Ellen Huff. It's a oak leaf hydrangea. And then if I turn here, this is a tiny tough stuff. This one is a serrata, hydrangea serrata. This is a Japanese maple, sangokaku or coral bark. Has been here for 4 or 5 years at least. This one is a ridge gourd. You can see some hanging. This one is very, very productive. This is another hibiscus. This is long beans, planted from seed. Cauliflower may not produce, it's okay. This is a bitter gourd. Let me show you some small fruit there. There are more. Okay. Okay, so these are the tomato beds. This is actually has onions in them, and it's co-planted with tomatoes, indeterminate tomatoes. And then these beds are solely onions. Hopefully by July we should be able to harvest. Okay, this one is my sunray Himalayan spruce. That's doing okay. And then this one is an Edgeworthia. That is doing really well. Has branches from the bottom, and this one has already trifurcated into 3 branches. Okay, and then this is under the shade of the 2-in-1 tree. We have the Big Daddy hydrangea. That is doing really well and has more and more blooms coming up here and there. So first year blooming. And then this one is my aspidistra, and these are some Japanese anemone. They're perennial anemones, and I want them to kind of spread in this area. And that one is another Edgeworthia. This one is a Peruvian lily that just finished 1 round of blooming. I'm expecting to get more rounds. Planted some 2 different kinds of hostas here, and then that one is a Sun King Aurelia. I planned for that to take up this area, and then that one is another alocasia. Okay, just giving you a picture of the estrelletta. I love this flower. And then this one is ground cover of St. John's wort, Brigadoon, St. John's wort, and those are, I planted some pentas in between. This is the picture of the sunshine ligastrum that has been scorched by 1 day of tarp when the temperatures outside were hitting 89-90 degrees. Again, this is the Eden Pretty in Pink. Have a planter in front which has beautiful hoopla orchid with some coleus in the back. Again, the roses here are doing fabulous. Has some Golden Falls red bud in the back. And then that one is a Chinese snowball viburnum. A lot of leaves, no blooms yet. Okay, let me take you to the front. It's hard to do a garden tour when it's so hot outside. Okay. Okay. This one is, oh, it's starting to bloom. I can see blooms there. I can see buds there. This one is a clematis. I'll put the name up. And then this one is the white superbena. This is its 3rd year. This one is a ladybank's rose. Again, this is, I think, Duke Gardens or something. Photocarpus, Camellia. This is Tokyo Tower, variegated gardenia, variegated hydrangea. This is my caladium area, whole bunch of them of all different kinds. This is Buchanan's fir, Dilavavi. Love the white here and the blue. These are the lilies. Oh my God, beautiful. Again, the Japanese maple is doing wonderful. This is Seryu. This Japanese maple is at least like about 8 feet tall, and this one is almost catching up. This is a white pillar rose of Sharon from Proven Winners. This is a Marican ginkgo. This is a dwarf male ginkgo. Again, more rose of Sharon, more camellia on either side. This one is just iceberg roses and two Supertunia bubblegums. This is one Supertunia bubblegum, and that's another one, just two plants. This one is a Superbina, but it's the purple one. This is my Rising Sun Redbud, and that one is a Vitex. Have to trim it somewhat. This is again a French tree, just like the Tokyo tire, but this is not the festigate form. This is like it's a semi dwarf. And then these are the star flowers. Let me give you a look from the front. This is the Superbina pink cashmere, starting to catch up. These are Asiatic lilies. I have some artist blue ageratum in front, two on each side. Again, let me give you a look. This one, these are two sky pencil hollies. This is Incredible Saturn, three of them here. I got a Nicotiana. It's a purple Nicotiana. I have like a bronze queen and I have white, but I don't have purple, and I love Nicotiana. And for me, it comes back year after year. This is an Eastern Redbud that is nicely leafing out. I actually like the shape of the Eastern Redbuds. Kind of grows in like horizontal branches. I can only imagine as it grows tall, bigger and bigger, it's going to look pretty awesome. Okay, what else do I have here? This is a fire glow Japanese maple. Just planted it last fall. Should take some time to grow. I planted it here. It gets some sun, but it's this tree and the oak above. It should give it enough shade. And this one is one of the sun tolerant Japanese maples. Some Lysianthus here again. I popped Lysianthus wherever I could since they're grown from seed. I have Lysianthus here as well. The confused mums are still blooming. They're fading out. I'll be cutting them back soon, and then hopefully the Superbina should take on. Like if you see it here, so Superbina should be taking on, and these mums should be petering out soon. Love the Euphorbia. These were obtained as like little plugs, like 2-inch plugs. Love it. You just have to cut off the flower blue heads once they fade out to keep the plant going. This is another area where I have Supertunia bubblegum, and it has kind of naturalized in this area, I can call it. So I think there are like 5 or 6 plants here, 6 probably. Here, this is another Asiatic lily. I think it's the red colored one. And then I have some um, African marigolds here. The roses just finished their blooming. They are going to bloom again probably in the fall, so I have to wait until August or something for them to bloom. It is too hot now. This one is the Hydrangea eclipse. Doing okay. As you can see, I added some extra drip for it to get some extra water so that this area stays moist, and that's the acanthus. Okay, so hopefully you'll like the video. I don't know how much came across given that today it has been so hot and we have an excessive heat warning, and temperatures have been going in like the I don't know 90s today. So next week we'll get some rain, and it is actually later this week it will be getting some rain, and it's expected to cool down marginally, but until like I think tonight or tomorrow night, it's this excessive heat and it's tiring us all out. Also, do like and subscribe to my channel. It's a fairly new channel, but thank you all that have subscribed, and those that haven't, I still thank you for watching my videos. If you have any comments or any feedback about my videos, or my garden in general, do post comments on my YouTube channel, and I will take my time to respond to those as I can. But until I see you in my next video, bye bye.